Coach Steph here. Okay, so developmental trauma. This is simply an introduction to helping you understand who you are today has been impacted by who you've been, what you've experienced, and what is unresolved. And you'll hear us, and me specifically, say this often. Our unresolved pain, the fears that we experience and have latched onto as children, impact who we are today as men, as adults. They impact the core of our relationships. They have us either retracting or aggressing. Our childhood experiences affect who we are as people. I'm going to give you an example. I grew up in an environment that was violent. I was met with abuse often. I was scared as a kid. Scared. As a result, I would see that my mother would try to protect me, but she couldn't do a great job of it. My father was very overpowering. And at the same time, my mum was abusive too. She was so frustrated in her own life that she would react with my brother and I too. So I didn't know where to go. Like, I definitely trusted my mother a lot more than I trusted my father. But they were both sources of terror. Now, as an adult, I had this unconscious projection. I wasn't even aware of it. That I demonized women. I demonized the feminine. And as a result, I treated the feminine as a piece of meat, as an object, as something to satisfy me. Now, there were parts of me that wanted deep intimacy and connection and to be seen in all of who I was without judgment. But there was a part of me that was still angry and couldn't trust the feminine. And so I unconsciously projected that onto women. I didn't know any better. I wasn't aware of it. I didn't make myself aware of it. I chose to not look at that stuff. And that's an example of childhood experiences impacting who we are as adults. I'll give you another example. You go to school, you come home, you're pretty excited. You know, we live in a grading system in the Western world, in most of the world. We come back, and that's not opposing a grading system. We come back, there are flaws with it. You'll notice that I go on tangents often. And we give that piece of paper to our father or our mother or both, and we say, look, I got a B. And your parents' response, not only in their words, but somatically in their bodies, is like disappointment. Oh, it's okay. Why didn't you get an A? You're really chuffed. You're happy because that's a really difficult subject for you. It could be chemistry or something. Chemistry was difficult for me. Maths was difficult for me. Is difficult for me. I've gotten a lot better with it. And they're just not happy. And that's the consistent behavior that you receive day in, day out when it comes to your grades and your performance. Now you develop this attitude of, I have to be the best. Because when I'm the best, I get validated by my parents. I get approval from my father. Oh, I feel relief. I feel reprieve. And then what? Until the next thing. And so you find yourself as an adult